It's 12 midnight. Tired of mindless scrolling? Tune in to Faith and Melody on INCRadio YouTube channel. Tuesdays to Fridays, 12 midnight Philippines. For thoughtful conversations that strengthen our faith and listen to inspiring INC original music. Become a part of the warm and loving community we call Ohana or family, because we are in this together in faith and melody.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. This is Faith and Melody, the place of meaningful conversations and inspiring INC original music. Have you ever felt invisible or unappreciated? Well, you're not alone. Today, we'll chat about what it feels like to truly be seen by others and how we can help the people around us to also feel valued. By the way, I'm Jay from Australia.
And I am Belle from the United Kingdom. And as your hosts for today, we're so excited for you to join us. So let's get started with the first song on our playlist today, which is Give Thanks.
There are times when I think about my life. I've gone through tribulations and a lot of strife, but the Father helped me through it all. And whenever I wake up in the morning, wake up to a cloudy day, He uses His power to chase the clouds away. That's why I give thanks every day, every day. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. God knows what I need even before I pray, so all the more I ought to live in righteously. I'll never let my faith be in vain. No. Nothing is impossible, for the Lord is by my side. He's my inspiration every day from day to night. I'm giving thanks, and the Father's the reason why. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. I have just one wish, and that's to be in heaven, receive eternal life and His eternal blessings. 'Cause we were chosen to someday live eternally. Give thanks for our Father, so kind and caring. I might be weak, but spiritually I'm strong. The Father gives me strength to keep me moving on. It's gratitude for Him being with me while I am living. I'ma set aside my offering and offer Him thanksgiving. Give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks to the Lord. I'm saying give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks to the Lord. Give
welcome, welcome to Faith and Melody. And no matter where you're tuning in from, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's currently 12:08 over in our main studio in the Philippines, and past 5 p.m. here in the United Kingdom, and past 2 a.m. where Jay is there over in Australia. And you are tuning in right now to Faith and Melody, where later on the show, we're going to talk about something everyone can relate to. And today's topic is seen and valued. But before we dive into our topic discussion for today, let's begin with our kickoff chat.
Our another breakers, this is our live platform. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to take up as a
Kickoff chat.
Kickoff chat. Yes. So our kickoff chat today, since our topic is about feeling seen, feeling valued, and appreciated, we've got a question that we posted there in our live chat there on YouTube, which is, what's one thing that makes you feel seen? Because for each one of us, I'm sure there's something that when we receive it from someone that we love, someone that we care, or even someone that we work with, it makes us feel appreciated. It makes us feel that we're valued. So let us know your answers there for all of our Ohana, those of our watching us live there on YouTube right now. Use the YouTube live chat box, type in your answer. What's something that makes you feel seen? Belle, how about you? What's share something with us? What's something that makes you feel valued or special or seen as a person?
Well, one thing that makes me feel seen is when someone simply listens to what I say and actually absorbs it. Is not just there to just take in the information and like not know what to do about it. I mean, sometimes yeah, I need a listener, but yes, when someone truly listens to how you feel and just listens to you, like as a being,
I
it's
like that. Like,
quite
they pay attention, right? They pay
yes.
attention. One thing for me is a genuine compliment. Like if they notice something new about you, you may have gotten a haircut. You're looking better. You're looking pretty. You're looking more handsome. Whatever it might be. Like they notice something, and then they give you a genuine compliment about that. That's one of those things that makes you feel like you're appreciated. You feel seen, right? Especially if you put in the effort for the day or you put in the effort for something and people notice, that's always a nice thing to feel. How about from our Ohana there, our live viewers that's tuning in with us? And now we call them Ohana here on Faith and Melody. If it's your first time, Ohana means family, and you are part of the Faith and Melody Ohana, Faith and Melody family. If you are tuning in with us, if you're joining us in our conversation, or even commenting there and letting us know where you're tuning in from. So as we continue on our kickoff chat for a little bit, let's give you a shout out. Go ahead, Belle. Let's say hello to some of our Ohana there in live chat.
So we have here, first of all, Rod Kahayag saying Happy Monday to all of us. And we also have Lani saying Happy Monday, Faith and Melody Ohana. Mario Oka saying happy watching here in the Philippines and hello to all brethren. Greetings from the local of Brixtonville, district of Caloocan North. And we also have here Minerva Soleta. Happy Monday to everyone from Tracy, local district of Northeast California. We also have Marilyn Keegan. Happy watching from the local of Matang Tubig district of Bulacan. And yes, we also have here Vicky Demopoy saying good afternoon from London, district of Britain South. Happy watching Faith and Melody. Hello, KJ, as well, like all of us.
Hello,
And
hello, hello.
yes, here, yeah, our Ohana there is just greeting each other there in team live chat. But yes, we also have some responses, I believe. Let me just double triple check for you. Something that makes you feel seen. Oh, Rod here said a picture because you're seen in a picture. I think that's what he
He
meant.
also wrote there in the live chat. as a one thing that makes you feel seen. I don't know if you saw that one, Belle, which he says, Rod says, what about our comments being read, right?
Oh,
So when we read out the comments, and I hope, I do hope, because I remember my time when I first started tuning in to Faith and Melody, and I was only one of the, just the live viewer, silent listener, and just there in live chat. Every now and then I would say hello to everyone, hello to the Ohana. You know, when you have your name read out, when you have, I guess, us reading out their names, it goes both ways. It goes both ways, right, Belle? Like if they greet us and then we're greeting them, it makes us feel seen. It makes us feel special and valued. At least I get that as well. Especially like I don't know if you've ever had an awarding ceremony, especially when you were in school or even at work, and you unexpectedly get an award or a prize because of the hard work that you put in. That's a way to make you feel seen, right, Belle? At least that's how I felt. Like unexpected, it's just like, oh, your boss tells you, I just want to like let everyone know I really want to congratulate Jay on putting the extra effort or something like that. It's nice to be recognized. So again, that also falls under compliments. But Belle, what else? What's another thing that you receive from someone that makes you feel seen or valued?
when they give you like something or like a snack or something cute, that they know that you like, and they tell you, oh, here's something for you. I remember that you told me that you like this type of snack, and
Chicken
like
nuggets?
they remembered, and they give it to you, and it's just like it can be the smallest or the silliest thing or the most mundane like snack ever, but the thought and the intention of them buying it for you, even if it's just there, or you could buy it yourself, especially if it's just like a small snack, but they still had the intention and gave it to you, so that small snack um also portrays like a big thought behind it, if you know what I mean. So yes, uh that also makes me happy because it's in the little things that usually makes us feel a bit more, loved and more valued,
More
because
appreciated, right?
yes, it's in the small things.
It's in the small things, but not only the small things. Rod also added here, what about getting a raise at work, right? So not the small thing, like getting a raise. That shows that you're being appreciated, that you're being valued, especially the effort that you're putting in. So that's nice as well. But another thing that comes to mind for me is when you have a friend that we all get busy, right? Everyone gets busy and distracted with life and everything else that's going on. But then you get that unexpected message, like they message you and say, hey, I was just thinking about you, when can we catch up, something like that. It's nice that you're on someone's mind, right? Unexpectedly you get a nice message. Maybe they compliment you on something they saw on one of your posts on social media or something like that. It's always nice to feel that, that sense of someone cares, right? At least that's generally what it is. But that's basically what we are going to be talking about in our discussion today, which is titled Seen and Valued. But before that, I just want to thank everyone that participated. That's been our kickoff chat.
Our another word this is our live platform. Let us know if it's something that you're willing to pick up as a
Kickoff chat.
But before we continue on with our show today and actually start with our topic discussion, we will have two songs played for you. So the first one will be Shield, and the other one will be Solid Faith. So we'll be right back.
The last time that they tried to pierce me with their words, they didn't know why. I just let it pass me by. The last time that they tried to beat me to the ground, they didn't know why. I smiled instead of my shield. The last time that they tried to pierce me with their words, they didn't know why. I just let it pass me by. Why do I never hurt inside when I should feel it most? Yeah, yeah, it's really no surprise. There's just one answer I know. Yeah, I'm just another silent soldier awaiting your command. Through the guidance of your hands and my greatest trials, you taught me that I should never leave. I'm far from invincible, but God, you are my shield. Yeah, oh God, you are my shield. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na, 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 well, I'm just another silent soldier awaiting your command. Through the guidance of your hands and my greatest trials, you taught me that I should never leave. I'm far from invincible. I may be another wounded warrior in this cruel battlefield. But it won't take long to heal. In the church of Christ, you taught me that I should never yield. Oh God, you are my fortress. You are my shield.
Hey brother, hey sister, don't you know this is spiritual warfare? No time for sitting or standing in the middle. We need to be vigilant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've got to stand firm with no compromise. Don't fall victim to the devil's lies. Our faith deeply rooted in the words of God. We are members of the Church of Christ. To have solid faith. We need to have solid faith. Solid faith. We need to have solid faith. Solid faith. Solid and unmovable. Prove our faith is genuine to the Lord. Through our obedience and our diligence, follow His every command. Be decisive now and let's be one with the leader God placed in His nation. Motivated by love, He leads us on to the promised salvation. We need to have solid faith. We need to have solid faith. Solid faith.
obedience and submission to receive our salvation. Redouble our efforts in serving the Lord God with no reservation and no hesitation. Intensive obedience and submission to receive our salvation. Receive our salvation. We need to have solid faith. Solid faith. We need to have solid faith. Solid solid faith. Solid faith. Hey, hey, hey. Solid faith. Solid faith. We need to have solid faith. Solid faith.
Everyone wants to feel noticed and appreciated, whether it's in a workplace, in our family, of course, our friends, with our friends, and also in our faith. Being acknowledged really makes a difference, especially in our confidence and our well-being. So, earlier we shared about the little things that makes us feel seen and valued. But let's keep sharing the good and positive moments. So Jay, what's one simple moment that have made you feel appreciated lately?
Lately, it's got to do what was mentioned earlier, which is someone remembering your birthday. And for me, it hasn't happened yet, but it's definitely I think the people closest to us. And for me, recently, the most recent one would be, of course, my wife. We've got something planned just to get away for the family, a little getaway, just to build stronger bonds and connections and to celebrate, right? Celebrating a birthday is always nice. And it's nice when you can celebrate that with the people that remember your birthday. So that's one thing for me is somebody sort of remembering a loved one, somebody that's close to you, remembering your birthday, and even organizing something unexpectedly. So that extra gift, or it doesn't have to be big, but it's just that extra thing that they do to make you feel that you're special, that they care about you, that you're important in their life, like you bring value to them. It's always nice to receive that kind of thought and that kind of compliment and those kind words, especially when it comes from someone that you care for as well. So that's one thing that's happened to me recently. I mean, because it's very fresh at the moment. I'm in my month of my birthday, so that's kind of like probably why. But there's a few other things. See if I have more time to mention that in a little bit. But how about you, Belle? What's something that someone has done to make you feel appreciated recently?
Well, I can totally agree with you about birthdays because birthdays really like during your birthday it really shows whether someone cares for you or not. Because sometimes we say, "Oh, yeah, I'm not doing anything for my birthday." Or you feel like everyone is so busy to even like, try to do something. But it's those people who actually makes you feel extra special, extra loved during your birthday. And yes, it really makes a difference, as you mentioned, Kuya. And yeah, for me, another thing is that has happened to me recently. It was actually one of my friend's birthday.
Oh,
And
okay, okay.
well, we were like, in a Filipino party, usually there's a lot of people. There's like a whole banquet of food,
Food.
right? And so we're like all scattered around the room. And yes, I wasn't finished with my food yet because there was like a lot of food on my plate. But like my aunties or like older sisters that are my friends, um they basically got dessert already, but I didn't even like, I wasn't even thinking about dessert, but they still got a piece for me, like a slice for me, even though I didn't ask, and I wasn't even nearly done with eating my actual food, and they still set aside one slice of cake for me, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet, because although like it wasn't my birthday, but like all of us friends, like we were just sitting next to each other, but I wasn't done with my food yet, but they were. And yes, yeah, that really made me feel appreciated or like included, because yes, it was just a simple act of kindness, you know, but it still made a great impact, even though it wasn't my birthday. So imagine if like it was my birthday, and I'd feel even more special. But even in a setting like that, it's just like, you know, y- if you have like good friends, they always put you in consideration, no matter what your situation is. Because for example, like I didn't even know if I was gonna get dessert, you know, because my plate was full of food, but they still made the effort, or like they thought of it and they followed through with their action. But yes, it
I,
made
I
me.
I wanna I wanna add a little bit more about the whole birthday talk, because I was the type of person who didn't think anything of their birthday. Like I didn't appreciate. I don't know, Belle, were you kind of like that when you were like younger? Like at least for me, I didn't think my birthday was anything special. And it wasn't until Jem, when I met my wife, um, it wasn't until her that made me realize like how special and important birthday is. It may not be for me, but it is for the people that care about me. And she just really explained it in such a way that I can't. But she really showed that the meaning of me being in her life and being in the life of my family and the people that are closest to me, that is something that she showed to me, right? And that really helped me feel more appreciated and more valued. Just I don't know what it was, but I never had a really good experience on my birthdays, and then I just never thought of anything big about it. But ever since then, she changed my mind. She changed my outlook on birthdays, and really, it's something special because each day is a blessing, especially if you consider that another year in your life is a blessing as well, right? So I mean, there's that you got to think about. But another thing that for most people, they feel appreciated when they get recognized, right? And the people around them give them the congratulations. Such as Kuya Rod there in the live chat, right? He mentioned there that he got a surprise on his 50th birthday. Let me read this. Rod said, "Definitely for me was when I got a surprise birthday party for my 50th, right? Lots of family and friends, especially close ones that traveled from long distances to celebrate with me. I was really surprised." And I think that is one of the biggest occasions when it's an unexpected event held specially for you. So it really shows that extra level of value and appreciation that you are making in the lives of other people. And I love that how he said that he was able to celebrate and experience his 50th birthday with his close friends, his family, and people even traveled from far away to be able to celebrate with him and to commemorate with him 50 years. Like 50 years is a great event, right? Like I'm sure with all of us, when we celebrate any form of anniversary, whether it's something for in our personal life or even in our experience as members of the Church of Christ, there's different things like maybe we're celebrating the anniversary of our local congregation, right, where we are, and things like that. Is so much things that makes it exciting that you're a part of. You belong. I think that's one of the great things about it, right? You feel like you're important and that you belong in something that means something to not just you but to other people as well. So with that, I wanted to just quickly move on to this point, right? Since we know that when we are feeling appreciated and when we get recognition and we feel that other people hold us dear and loved in their life, right? We're special in their life in some form of way. Let's flip the script a little bit, Belle, And to everyone that's tuned in, how do you react when you feel ignored or when you are overlooked, right? Maybe somebody forgot your birthday. Maybe you put in all this extra effort and time at work or at some project, and it just gets glossed all over. No one gives you any recognition. And it's just like, that's good. You did that. And there's nothing really special about it. Or maybe just your work was just sort of ignored and you're not even recognized for the things that you're doing, right? How does that feel? How does that make you feel if you're ignored or overlooked? Belle, why don't you go ahead first?
For me, it's just a really negative feeling in a way where, yeah, I just feel like sometimes when you put a lot of work into it, sometimes you feel like, oh, is it not enough? Like, no one is really acknowledging it. But it's not for the sake of being acknowledged. It's just like everyone always weighs in terms of doing something, right? And
Mm.
you always like acknowledge them, and you feel like, oh, just because I've been doing it for so long, oh, just because I'm strong enough like that to carry it, then it's not it's like a given. It's not something that doesn't like is it doesn't seem like something as important if I wasn't gonna do it. So yes, and when I feel like that or overlooked, I feel really taken for granted and even left out in certain occasions, because you're like, oh, but I've done all of this, like, why is it not going the way I want it to? And sometimes it doesn't go only for the work related matters. It also depends on like the efforts that you put into like the bonds of each person that you have in your life. Sometimes like you try to do so much, but then they don't see it, that you're doing it for them. So it just feels like, oh, is it not enough? So yeah, that's how I sometimes react, or usually react, depending on the situation. Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of sad, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it happens, right? It happens sometimes, and sometimes it may not be on purpose. That's one thing that we have to sort of bear in mind, that it may not be intentional that they overlook the effort that you put in, or the things that you've done was kind of ignored. Like it may just be something that perhaps they didn't know, or there could be many reasons why it might have been overlooked. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But the feeling still kind of, it's not nice. Right? It kind of hurts sometimes, especially if you put your heart and soul in something and it just gets bypassed over. And it's like, oh yeah, I like what this was done here. But then this thing, then and so forth, right? They kind of just gloss over all the effort that you put in. It's, yeah, you kind of feel like whatever you did wasn't important. And you, at least for me, I feel like a bit of an outcast, right? If you kind of just get ignored. If we're talking like from a relationship point of view, it never feels nice to be ignored, right? It never feels nice to be overlooked. And when people don't say hi to you, and it's obvious that they're saying hi to everyone, but then they miss you, kind of like, yeah, it's not a nice feeling. It happens sometimes, right? But that could just be so many other things. So you never want to put like, assume the worst. That's what, never assume the worst, that might be the reason why, because you just don't know. You can't read people's minds, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, but overall, it does feel like it kind of hurts when you feel left out or you get a bit outcasted, that sort of thing. That's the general reaction from me, right? It's just like, why didn't you say hello to me? Why didn't you say bye? Right? That's why, as growing up, one of the things my parents told me, is that whenever we leave someone's house, like especially if you get invited to somebody's place, it's not your place, right? And you're the one that's leaving. My parents, as we grew up, always told me, go and paalam. What's paalam in English, Bell? Say
um
farewell, or no, no, that doesn't sound exactly right. Um, they would always say paalam, paalam ka muna. Like, they tell me to like,
let let them know that you're going.
yeah, it's just kind of like, to go to the host or to the person that invited you, give them thanks. Generally, just to make sure that I don't miss anyone, I say bye to the whole room. So the whole room is there. It's like, bye, po, thank you, bye, everyone, that sort of thing, right? Just to make sure that I don't miss anyone there. And yeah, and we kind of like end up taking a long time leaving because we go from room to room. And then has that ever happened to you when you're saying bye for like 30 minutes because you keep on ending up close, you're getting closer to the door, but then you're just saying bye to so many people. So that could be a reason, right? Maybe somebody has something urgent they have to attend to and they just have to rush out. So maybe they might have missed you. So there's a few things that you got to keep in mind. So in terms of why somebody might have ignored, you just don't know. Let's read a couple of our Ohana's comments there in our live chat. So we know that we want to give a quick shout out to Carolyn Shank. That's also there, one of our Faith and Melody hosts and Ohana here, greeting us and saying hello to everyone. She shared something with us, Belle. I'm not sure if you've got that in front of you. Do you looking at that? I'm trying to find it. Um, Okay, here we go. So she says simple moments of appreciation was when they had a meeting with Kawali, and and he personally said thank you to and for caring and the sacrifices of Faith and Melody. So that's nice, right? I guess the appreciation on the effort and the sacrifices and that we put in, because we know that what we do here on INC Radio, we're all volunteers in helping out with this duty and performing our duties here on INC Radio. And I guess the care, just when somebody recognizes the care and the effort that goes behind producing this show, right? Producing the topics and what we do here, there's a lot of work that leads up to the performance of the broadcast of the episode when we broadcast it, right? Right, Belle? Like Belle would know, especially jumping on board, helping me out here on the Monday show or Tuesday, whatever time zone that you're in. That there's a lot of work that goes behind producing the shows, selecting the music and everything else, communicating with our brothers there in the main studio, our techs. We have Nico and Irene, of course, that's helping us out on our show today. But yes, there's so much things behind the scenes, and I guess having that appreciation from our leaders, the one that leads us in this duty, is always nice to receive those kind words and recognition of the sacrifices that we put in. I'm not sure if I've missed anything else that's been there in our live chat, Belle. You see any?
Um, Here, Rod also said that I suppose also being asked to be a ninong or sponsor for someone's wedding, that really made me feel appreciated. And it's true because a wedding is a really great occasion in someone's life. So that's really great, Rod, and thank you for sharing that. And as well as Caroline Shank, thank you so much. Honestly, Faith and Melody is a really big family, so we appreciate everyone, each and one of you. And KJ, it's basically what almost 3 a.m. there in Australia. So thank you as well for being here.
I guess that's the other thing, right? Like our differences in our time zone, and I
Yes.
guess the effort that we're putting in to volunteer to help out in this duty. It's always nice to have that extra recognition. That yes, right, yes, that's right, Belle. It is almost like because of our time zone, it's an hour earlier now, but until recently, until the beginning of April, I've been starting the show quite late at 3 a.m. Now it's only just approaching 3 a.m. So a little bit earlier, which is always nice, right? But there's also another comment here from Rod. He says, getting an unexpected gift like Ubi treats from the Ohana. So he's shouting out, saying, shout out to Ate Care who gave us Ubi treats when we saw her at the Unity Games a few years ago. So there you go. It's nice that some of us are able to see each other in person, to meet each other in person. I mean, that's always one of the hopes and dreams that we have as hosts here of Faith and Melodies, that we can meet our viewers, our Ohana that tune in with us regularly, and all of our new viewers, and say hello to you in person. It's always nice, because we're all, the great thing is because we're all Church of Christ members, and also for our guests that may not be, right? To be able to see you in person, that is always one of our hopes and dreams, to be able to like at least take a selfie with you, right? And it's like, hey, I remember you from our live chat. So that's always nice. Like with Belle, right? I haven't seen you in person yet, but we've been working together, right, for quite a long time now. So it's nice to be able to at least one day be able to catch up with you and meet you in person somewhere, some way, somehow. As well, I can see I can see Mario Oka is still tuning in with us. He's in the Philippines right now. We know it's after midnight there, right? And I see him here on INC Radio, not just on Faith and Melody. He is there in many of our broadcasts and many of the programs here on INC Radio, commenting, and is there supporting INC Radio and supporting the different shows. So Mario Oka is always there. Shout out to him for always tuning in, for always supporting us. Much love as well to all of our regular viewers and listeners. And with that, we're going to ask this next part just to wrap up the first part of our conversation. Is then, why do you think we all want to feel seen, to feel valued and appreciated, especially from the people that we either work with, the people that we have that connection with, our loved ones, that sort of thing. Why do you think we want to feel like, for you, Belle? Why is it important, or why do you think we want to feel seen? We want to be valued or appreciated.
In my opinion, it's something that, each and one of us always wanted, because no man is an island, right? And as Christians as well, we've been taught to love one another as brother and sister. So it is also that feeling and a feeling of belonging, because as Christians, we always have been taught to make sure that everyone feels included, everyone says hi to one another. So it's like a big family. So that's why we think and we feel like uh, feeling seen and valued is something important to us, because also as a person, like it also helps you in building your persona and in always striving to be better. What about
I
you,
like
Jay? Why do you
I
think
like that.
uh
Uh,
important to us?
well, I think for me, it's really got to do with the sense of belonging, right? A sense of feeling that connection or that bond. If you don't feel like you're being seen, if you're not feeling that you're appreciated somewhere, why would you stay? Right? Like if you're feeling overlooked, if you're feeling neglected, really what's the reason why you would be inclined to stay in that position where you're kind of neglected, ignored, undervalued? That's those sort of feelings of feeling outcasted or left out, right? Most of the time we seek places where we feel like a community, we feel like we belong, we feel like people are happy to see us, right? Doesn't it feel nice when you walk into the room and then the people there smile and they're happy and they welcome you, they call out your name, they say, hey Belle, how's it going? I haven't seen you since last week or last month, and what have you been up to? And they're genuinely interested on what's been happening in your life, and they're genuinely interested on how things are going in your life. It's nice to have that type of support system, to have that type of family. And what's great is that we get that from the locales that we go, that we belong to. As members of the Church of Christ, generally we have that special group. We have that special place where when we go to the locales, we know that we can go there. We might come from work, we might go from school, where we don't feel like we belong sometimes, we might feel outcasted. But when we enter that place, we have our friends, right? When we enter the house of worship, when we enter to get ready for our duties, and for our worship services, whatever it might be, we have our friends that can, that care, and they're like genuinely interested to find out how's your week been, right? How are things going? and they're genuinely concerned. So I think it helps to form that strong bond and that connection, and you feel that sense of belonging, right? You feel that sense that people appreciate having you in your life, and you have the relationship to become stronger, right? It helps to build those stronger relationships. I think that's why with me, as I've gotten through the years, as I've gotten older through the years, I think what I've learned is it's not about the number of friends, but the quality of friends that you have. And you realize that when you were younger, you might have a lot of friends, right? But then as you get older, you might still have a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people that you know so much, right? Some of them that you probably don't even know in person, but the quality of your friendships, the quality of your relationships are stronger, and that group is a little bit smaller, right? Because they're the ones that you're really, really close to, that you can really run to for help, and you can vent to if you're experiencing anything. The quality of the friendship just becomes stronger. So it's not about the quantity, it's the quality. So that's for me. That's what I felt there. And I just read this, and Belle, I'm not sure if this comes to mind, it comes to your memory, because Rod said here that he saw you at the C3, that happened in. Let me see if I can read that message. Rod says here, I remember seeing Belle in person, but didn't get to properly introduce myself during the C3 in Washington, which is the C3. Bell, remind me again, that was the closing ceremony for
Yeah,
the
the
centennial,
closing
right?
ceremony. Yes, I didn't think Rod would remember me because I remember Journey, and I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think.
It says here you and Journey sang. You guys sang together. Uh,
Yeah, and I remember I was so young. I think I was like 12 or 13. But I didn't speak English that fluently back then. So I was even more shy, but I was trying to make friends. And because in Italy we speak like Italian, and like in church we also speak Tagalog or Filipino. So no one knew Filipino. Like that's the only language that I thought I could bridge to talk with them. But yes, it was just a bit hard for me. I wasn't like, I knew English, but I wasn't that confident in talking in speaking in English. So I didn't know that Rod actually remembered me. But I don't remember seeing him, but I remember just faintly seeing Journey and her family. So that's why I was like, hi. I was like, oh wait, isn't that Journey's dad? So I'm glad that I'm glad that he still remembers me.
But that's the
You're
thing
right.
as well, because I've had that experience where people come up to me and they know, because we've traveled around Australia a fair bit. We've gone to different local congregations, and there's always people that's coming up to me now from from New Zealand and from other places, and because I remember you when you were smaller, because you're still small, but even when you were even smaller, right? I remember you, and we used to look after you and your brother and your sister and so forth. Do you remember me? And it's kind of like when you're young, it's like it's nice that they still remember you when you were young. But I don't know what it is. Maybe just because when we were kids and we were a lot younger and we're not really paying attention as much, or we just have really bad memories. I know I've got a bad memories. I just can't remember people's faces, right? Especially when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, but they still remember me, right? It's so great. Like I feel at least there that they know me. It's like, hey, are you? It's nice to have that little bit of connection, even though you yourself don't remember because you were a lot younger then. But yes, thank you for all of that, right? So
Oh,
with that, is there any other before we proceed to the next musical break that will be playing a couple of songs, especially one of Rod's song requests that he's got here? Is there any other final comments that we want to read out? I can see there we've got Mario, of course, Marioka, Carolyn Shank, and Rod. They're saying about Rod just says here it would be so awesome to meet you at the Bell and Kuya J in person someday, right? So we would love that for sure, right? I remember Rod has been in the live chat longer than I have. But my first time tuning into this show, when I wasn't a host or anything, I was just tuning in during the whole pandemic when we were all in lockdown here in Australia, and everyone was doing everything online. And so I just stumbled upon this show at 3 in the morning, right? And I was like listening to reading all the comments. Rod has been here for pretty much as longer than I have, tuning in, commenting, and all of that. So definitely, he is one of the people there in our Ohana in our live chat that I would love to meet in person. So that would be something spectacular if we were able to all meet in person one day. Something we all hope and dream. So before we get to anything else, before we continue the rest of our discussion, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take another musical break. We're gonna listen to the next two songs. The first one's in Tagalog, which is Tiwala Ko'y Laging sa Ama. And the second song is a Heartbeats. It's a Heartbeats request from our very own Rod, who's requested the song You Don't Have to Be Alone. So stay tuned, everyone. Let's all listen to these two songs, and Faith and Melody will be right back. I hope our brothers there in the main studio are ready with our song requests. We'll give it a moment. Maybe they're still getting those two songs lined up. Again, just want to say, when we come back from the break after these two songs, we're going to find out how we can help other people feel valued. Since we've talked about already about the importance of feeling seen, feeling valued, what's something that you do? Something simple, right? Doesn't have to be extravagant, doesn't have to be big. What's something simple that you do to show someone that you care? Not out of care, like you actually appreciate them. And that you value having them in your life. What's something simple that you can do? And we all hopefully get some ideas from each other. But before we get into that, let's see if our songs are ready, if they're lined up. Again, Tiwala Ko'y Laging sa Ama, and the song request by Rod, which is You Don't Have to Be Alone. Stay tuned, everyone. Faith and Melody will be right back. Okay. In a bit. Okay. While we're waiting, Belle, why don't you go ahead and post that answer, that comment, the question that's coming up there in the live chat, so our Hana can get ready they can begin typing in their answers, and we can start talking about what it is what actually Rod's saying here, that he feels like Kuya J is my twin on the other side of the world because of a lot of similarities. Give your time. Oh wait, so that's an answer for the next question. But I agree with Rod because I know from all the discussions we've had here on Faith and Melody, there's been the ones where I think we were talking about breakdancing, right, Rod? We're talking, because we're not much we're like I'm not much of a singer. I'm not sure about Rod if I can actually sing, but I'm not much of a singer. I said I'll be the backup dancer. I'll be like doing break dancing and things like that. And Rod was just like, yeah, me too. So it's nice to have someone, to meet someone, especially if it's just online, to be able to share the same kind of passions or the same kind of hobbies, I guess. Breakdancing is not so much a passion. It's more like I like to do it, but I'm not really good at it. But yeah, that's one of those things. But yeah, maybe we should continue on with the discussion, Belle. What do you think? Maybe we'll get those songs lined up for a little bit later, because I think our brothers there in the main studio is having a bit of a hard time trying to line up those two songs. So we're gonna move on. Okay, let's all move on to the next part, which is really what we mentioned earlier. Since we've talked about already the importance of feeling seen, feeling valued, we know that we don't want to feel ignored. We don't want to get that bad feeling of being overlooked, right? We all want to feel that we belong, that we're important. It's nice when people do that to us, but don't forget, it's a give and take type of situation. How do you show that to somebody? How do you show that to the people around you? How do you show that in your relationships, right? Maybe at work. What's one simple thing that you can do, that you do, to show someone that you care? So, Belle, why don't you go ahead and start us off? What's something that you do? Something simple.
So I acknowledge their presence is basically like, saying hi to them, or if like they're in a corner, I just like wave at them, or just like making sure that they feel seen, like literally seen. Because sometimes like when we are in a group setting or there's a lot of people around, we tend to um forget certain people to like just to say hi, or we're just so busy like talking with the other people that we just don't get to interact with everyone, which is like it's normal, yes, but it's always nice to say hi to everyone or like wave to everyone. Simple wave, a simple smile really makes a difference. And one thing for me also, remembering like details of our conversations that really uh takes it to a different level. Because if you have small talk with like a lot of people, um and you don't remember the small details, then you'll be talking about the same thing again the next time that you see each other. Or you feel like, oh, didn't I tell you this already? And then you feel like, oh, they didn't listen. So it's just those small details about our conversation that really, like, remembering those details about the conversation really makes it more um how do you call it, make it more, engaging, more intimate, and more, you feel more closer to that person. But yes, I think that those are certain ways um that you can show someone that you care about them. And it doesn't have to be something big, it's something, start with something simple and then you can build it up. And you know actually actually being genuine towards them really
Oh,
makes a
that's
difference.
true. That's true. And it's important to be present, right? I think
Yes.
that that's the main point, is that there's so much distractions when it comes to interacting with people, because we all generally have our phones with us. I don't know about you, Belle, but a lot of times when you're, I like to observe people, especially when you're just around an environment, there's people around. Most of the time people are distracted by their gadgets, by their phones, by their devices and things like that. That it's very, nowadays, everyone is online but they're offline when it comes to the actual face-to-face connection. There's like everyone is distracted with notifications going off, being on social media, seeing what's trending, seeing what's the new hot thing. So it's important that you are present, that and that you notice, the person you're talking to. So that's why I like one simple thing to show that you care: put your phone down, right? Like turn it off, put it away, whatever it is, right? Turn off the notifications and be present. Like look them in the eye. Obviously, don't stare. Like I think you need a little bit of practice when it comes to looking people. I had to practice that, Belle. Like when I was younger, my parents would always tell me, when you're talking to someone, look them in the eye. And when I was younger, I would just be staring, and it would be creep. There's a certain balance when it comes to making eye contact with people, but it's good. Have you ever had that problem with
I can
staring?
imagine your younger self just like this.
Yeah. It's just like that, right? But eye contact is important. And obviously, you got to just practice that you're not staring for too long and that you're actually blinking and things like that. But,
Yes.
practice makes perfect, right? So you got to practice it. Practice with someone that will be a little bit more comfortable with you giving you some guidance. But with that, notice and then give like actual compliments or give actual questions or replies. Respond to what they're saying, right? Don't just think. That's like one of the discussions that we've had, is that, and I think it was Rod that mentioned this, is that don't forget that we have two ears and one mouth. So we should listen more than we speak, right? So we shouldn't be trying to out talk like outspeak them in the conversation, thinking that the person that speaks the most is the winner or is the one that like is ruling the conversation, right? That's not the point of it. The point is to show someone that you care by actually listening to what they're saying. And many times that's not just listening with your ears, but also with your eyes. Like their body language, their non-verbal cues, right? There's so many ways of different forms of communication. And one of the things that we've learned that, especially for Jem and I, that we've learned having our daughter who is nonverbal, right? Because she has autism and she is nonverbal and she has a hard time communicating her needs. A lot of our experience during this whole few years is that there's more to communication than just words, right? There's body language, there's the way that they're acting, there's the the way that speak or say whatever, however they try to communicate. There's those things that you can pick up, right? Their body cues to get an idea of what they're feeling, right? So we got to keep that in mind because that's a form of love, a form of showing our care for others. It's not just paying attention to what they say, but how they say it. People can say that they're all good, everything is doing great, but you can tell from the tone of their voice that something hard is that they're going through something difficult, that they're going through a challenging time right now, even if they say that things are easy, right? So you got to pay attention to that. And you won't be able to if you're distracted with your gadgets, if you're distracted with what's on TV, if you're distracted with your headphones listening to music or whatever else. When you sit down with someone, you have a conversation, right? Look them in the eye, not for too long, but make sure that you're paying attention to them so you can pay attention to everything. And when the time comes, another way to show that you care is that, like what Belle said, you're paying attention and you remember. You remember what they said. You remember, the thing that you guys talked about, and it's not just something that goes in through one ear and out the other, right? Was there anything else that you can share with us in terms of simple things to do to show that you care, Belle?
Um, for me, is something that um really goes a long way. Like um, it's just actually trying to get to know know each other more, like know the other person more. It's not about, oh yeah, yeah, we're just doing small talk, oh yeah, I just remember about like the details. It just needs to be more genuine than that, right, Jay? You want to
Mm.
build something, it, even if it's like just a friend or an acquaintance, it's just better to have a really good bond or relationship with the people that you have around, especially in church, right? We've been taught to always be there for one another and always treat each other as brother and sister. So that really is important for us as Christians. And yes, consistency in doing those things. It's not that you're gonna say hi one day and then the day after you're not gonna be saying hi to them. So also that, like, when you're being genuine, it just comes naturally, right? So you just need to be more consistent with that as well. Sometimes we don't really think about it. So sometimes we should be more mindful about how we act towards someone. So yes, that's another way to show someone that you care. You're
Yeah.
intentionally like ask more about them, you show interest in a way where like it doesn't matter how long you've known each other for, there's always something that you still find interesting about them. It's not that, oh yeah, I know you already, like I'm done with you, like you know uh and even
Make
like
them feel
be-
involved, right? Like make them feel like they're important and that you're genuinely curious about them, right? Especially if it's somebody new or someone that you've never spoken to. Like you can simply show that you care by introducing them to someone, right? Or introducing yourself to them. That's always hard for many people to speak to a stranger, like especially somebody new that they've never spoken to before. But it's nice if you know the person, right? And you want to show your care for them, perhaps you want to introduce them to your other friends or to the other people that might be there that you know, and say, hey, this is Belle. She likes chicken nuggets and she's a great at playing musical instruments and things like that, right? And she's a great singer. And have you seen her on Faith and Melody? Those sort of things to complement that person, but also at the same time, you're helping them to meet new other people, because talking to strangers is always hard, right? It's definitely outside most people's comfort zone, especially if you're like me, an introvert who's a bit on the shy side, right? Once I have my fellow introverts, we're loud, right? But me going over to another person, introvert or extrovert or whatever else, um, it's something that we're just not accustomed to, right? So it's always nice if there's somebody in between that can introduce us, and that breaks the ice a little bit there. Let's go ahead and read some of the live chats insights there.
Here, Rod said, give your time to listen to them or be with them. And he also said here, I want to shout out our daughter, Journey. That's what she does. Also, she also makes people feel more comfortable by talking with them or entertaining them. Oh, that's so sweet of her. And she also said, you are present because you are a present or gift to them.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You're
Sweet.
present because you are a present. I like that. Good reminder. Good reminder. You got to be present because you're a present.
But yes, I really agree with being present as well, especially in a day, in our day, in age. How do you say that? Sorry, right now. Yeah. Nowadays it's just more digital, right? Everything has been digitalized, so like it's been normalized to have our phone everywhere, and it's not a bad thing because we can use it for anything. But you are right, Jay. Like, um it does make the difference not having our phone around. And with the right people, you forget that you have a phone. Like, you're like, oh wait, I didn't use my phone like for 2 hours while we were hanging out. And that's a good thing. Like, you get your mind off certain matters or thoughts. And that's how you know that you really had a good time, because you didn't think about, oh yeah, we should this and that. Like, you know um that really is something that you can look forward to every time that you see them, because you know that you're gonna have a good time. and
Yeah, that's true.
if it's really an emergency, then you'll see your phone buzzing like 1,000 times. So of course, like, when it comes to that, of course, then you have to attend to those matters. But when it's just like a notification from one of your social medias or something minor, then uh take that time into consideration in a way where you can just check it later, right? Or whatever you can do later, then do it later if you are um with someone at that very moment. Because sometimes I feel like I'm taken for granted in a way where, oh, I haven't seen each other. We haven't seen each other in a while, but you're on your phone the whole time during that time that we meet each other. So it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not that interesting. It feels like, oh, am I not that interesting? Like, for you not to be on your phone, because usually we go on our phone to entertain ourselves or like just to check emails or anything else. But yes, it just feels like, oh, maybe they're bored. Or when people just have their um earphones or
Yeah.
headphones all the time, and even if they're talking to you and it's just like subtle, it still gives me the ick in a way where, wow, you can't even put anything down just to focus on who's in front of you. So yes, um in that way, I feel like people can work on that more. And I myself, sometimes I see myself like just checking my phone. But when it comes to catching up with like your friends or your loved ones, I feel like it's just really important to be even more present, because you don't see each other that often. And you know make the most out of that moment, if that makes sense. So
You got to
yes.
be like, you got to be intentional, right? Like, it's respect as well when you put your phones down, your headphones, it's respect on the person's time and the respect that you have for them, and to show that you care, to show that they're valued and appreciated, is that you're removing the distractions, right? It's just like a nice, maybe it's only like a couple of minutes that you're talking to them, but then you have your full undivided attention that you're giving to the other person, right? And vice versa. It's nice that way to feel like they actually are paying attention, and that they do pay attention, right? So a lot of the times, all of these things, so for everyone out there, noticing, being present, it takes effort, right? It takes time, but it's worth it. Small things like listening, removing distractions, being thoughtful, remembering what you guys talked about before, remembering, oh, hey, it's your birthday, or you've got this thing coming up, right? Hopefully everything goes well, right? All of those things makes people know that you're actually care, that you're actually there, and that you actually see them, you appreciate them. And don't forget that we can all do something simple to make anyone feel that they are seen, that they're valued today, right? A smile. I think it was Rod that wrote it there in the live chat. He said, just giving somebody a smile, greeting them a good morning, good afternoon, like, how are you today? How's everything going? Like those little chit chats can make the world of a difference to anyone. Jem is great at doing that, especially when we're out at the grocery stores, and she just, a simple little conversation like that to the cashier, saying, "Hope your day is going well. I like your." She always compliments, especially like the dresses, earrings, and things like that that people are wearing. She picks those up, and then she compliments them, and it makes their day. You can see their eyes light up after scanning. So it makes a difference, and it's something that we can do right now to anyone, just to make them feel that make them feel seen, to make them feel appreciated. With that, we're going to continue the rest of our discussion, especially when we come back from our break. We're going to talk about how important it is on what we can do to tell ourselves that we matter, even if other people don't tell us, right? Like there's something important that we should know as well when it comes to our own self-worth, knowing that we do matter, even though we may not hear it from other people. So we'll get into that in our discussion. But first, I think our song lineup is ready. So we'll be listening to, what are we listening to? We're listening to Tiwala Ko'y Laging sa Ama, and the Heartbeat song request by Rod, which is You Don't Have to Be Alone. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back after these two songs.
Maraming mga pagsubok, mga bagabag na humadlang. Kung minsa'y naisip na huminto at sumuko dahil sa mga pagkabigo. Subalit aking naalala, nariyan ang Ama, ang tulong niya, ako'y di nag-iisa. Dahil tinawag niya ako sa iglesia. Matatag ang aking pag-asa, kasama ko siya. Salamat sa ating Ama, ako ay tinawag niya. Nagbigay ng karapatang maglingkod at manalangin, anuman ang maging sitwasyon ko sa buhay. Tiwala ko ay laging sa Kanya. Maraming mga suliranin na sa buhay ko ay maaring dumating, pero pangako ko sa ating Ama, ako'y hindi bahadlang, ako'y hindi bahadlang. Kaya dalangin ko sa ating Ama, ako'y tulungan niya, patibayin niya, punuin ang pag-asa, upang ako'y manatili sa aking kahalay, Iglesia ni Cristo, hanggang sa wakas. Salamat sa ating Ama, ako'y tinawag niya, nagbigay ng karapatang maglingkod at manalangin, ano man ang maging sitwasyon ko sa buhay, tiwala ko ay laging sa Kanya. Salamat sa ating Ama, ako'y tinawag niya, nagbigay ng karapatang maglingkod at manalangin, ano man ang maging sitwasyon ko sa buhay, tiwala ko ay laging sa Kanya.
Your requested song, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
You say your mountain's way too high, the hope that you have subsides, the hope that you have subsides. The moment you feel you'll cross the line, I'll reach out my hands and climb. With you I'll climb. Your time, you've lost your sight on the prize. Don't give up now, even if impossible is what it seems. You know that I'm here, there's no need to fear. You don't have to do this on your own. I'm right by your side, with arms open wide. You won't ever have to be alone. I will fight, hold
Your requested song. Our favorites. Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
So far, we talked about why is it important for us to feel seen and valued, and the various ways we can uh, make someone else feel seen and valued. So, with that said, we shared a lot of experiences and a lot of a lot of advice as well, in case you are more on the introverted side of things. But yes, as we continue on with our topic discussion for today, what reminds you that you are valuable, you are important to someone, even if people don't say it? What are ways for you to, you know, keep yourself confident in those moments, Jay?
It's true. First, I just want to point that out that sometimes we don't get those words and those appreciations from the people that we might expect. And again, like what was mentioned in the earlier part of our conversation, that we don't know what they might be going through. They might be thinking about some other things that they may have not noticed, or might have given us the recognition or the, whatever it is to say that they appreciate or that we're feeling seen. So we can't really put that on them uh, that often, right? But what I always kind of fall back to is that what I remind myself, so that I'm valuable, that there's someone that cares for me, is that it's great when you have a partner. Like for me, it's Gem. Words from our loved ones, right? People that we would consider as our support system, the people that really do care and are present in our lives, right? You can't expect a stranger, right, or just a random person, but definitely the people that are those really close ones, the quality that we were talking about. It's not about the quantity of people that you know, but the quality of the people that are supporting you and helping you, not just through all the cheering of the good times, but especially when you're going through the challenging times and they're still there for you, right? The words that they give you, those loving, caring words to say that you matter, like what I mentioned before for me, I was the type of person that did not really care and did not really see the value of my birthday. Not until Jem pointed out how important it was, because every day is already a blessing. But imagine even more another year in your life and having the way that she pointed it out in such great words that I am not able to imitate right now. It's basically, she pointed out that, the blessing of having me in her life and that impact. She pointed out all those wonderful things that I never really realized or really paid attention to. And, the people that matter, the people that I've made an impact on, the people that care for you, you just have to remember those things. And that's kind of like why I realized that birthdays are important. Birthdays mean something because it's another year, it's another blessing from our Almighty God. It's like another year with your loved ones, another year of being able to experience new adventures, build new memories and special moments, right? The impact that you have on another person. Many times it's us being the instrument to help another person get through a challenging time, right? They might look up to us in some form or some like a pillar or like some sort of strength to say, hey, he can get through this. Like, so can I. It's like those little impact that we don't know that we're making, but we are making to the people around us. So just remembering those kind words, those loving words to say that, you mean something. You are important. You are appreciated. You're seen. I see you. I value you. And I notice you. That sense of just somebody caring and feeling that you actually do have somewhere that you belong. That's one of those things for me because I
And
was just the type of the person. But how about you, Belle?
I can I can only say much because you know, what you mentioned, it's true. It really depends on the people that you have around. They really make you see a different point of view, right? And it's up to you whether you want to be stuck in your own way, or appreciate um, life a little bit more. So I'm glad that Ate Jem was able to make you appreciate your existence a bit more. But
It's
yes,
funny, right? Like some,
it
it's
takes a
just
lot.
I'm just the type of that type of person where like it goes, oh yeah, you just like, this was when I was much younger as well. I have to say that as well, right? Like I was way much younger, less experience, less knowledge of what it means to actually appreciate this life that we've had. So it's nice that I was able to meet someone that can really put that into place for me and help me understand it more. Now, again, this is the same thing as well of me being able to communicate what I'm feeling. I don't know if just me in particular or for most other guys out there where they don't talk about their feelings. We're just grunting our way through life and like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, everything's fine," that sort of thing, right? And we're not really expressing, communicating kind of like what we're going through because right? It's just kind of what we've experienced. But she also helped me open that up, right? To be able to communicate more with her in that regard that, hey, you're not alone when you are going through challenges. We're in this together. You have our Almighty God. You have people that care about you. Don't just put it all on yourself, right? I can be here to support you in whatever way that I can. And that's another thing. It's about when people may not tell you, but just knowing that you're not alone, right? First and foremost, we have our Almighty God with us, right? That's always there helping us, that's guiding us. And in our times when we feel like nobody is listening, that nobody cares, God is always there. God is always ready to listen. God is always there to care. So just those reminders that we get, those reminders we get in our worship services, those reminders we get from the meetings that we have from the different organizations that we might belong. But it's nice when people also are instrumental in helping us remember those words that we matter, we care, people care about us, and that we do belong. But yeah, sorry, Belle. Go ahead. Yeah, continue with what else you were saying.
No, no, it's good, Jay. Honestly, what you mentioned about, you know, uh, our faith as well, that's really important because at the end of the day, uh, it doesn't matter if the whole world doesn't like us as long as we have our Almighty God on our side. But yes, in terms of uh, feeling valuable or feeling valued by someone, for me is when I feel love loved out loud in a way where uh sometimes we tend to forget to remind each other how much you care for them or how much you love them. And sometimes words aren't sufficient, it needs to go through actions. So um in a way where, like, if you if, for example, you've been so busy with work, with school, and all the other matters outside church, and one of your friends just says, oh, do you want to go here? Like, that already makes a difference because it makes you feel like, oh, I want to spend time with you. I want to take that time off with you, Uh, it shows that no matter how busy someone is, if it's truly important to someone, to spend time with you, to, be with you, then they'll make the time. And other ways for me to feel loved out loud is when, yeah, they just say hi to me in a very exciting matter, what you mentioned earlier, like, hello, yeah, like no half-hearted smiles or no reserved hugs, it's just you when someone goes all out to show you how much you mean to them, and vice versa. For me, it's just that you have to show more to your loved ones and your friends that you care for them, because life is already hard on its own, and sometimes we tend to be so stuck in our thoughts and all the matters that we are trying to attend to that we tend to forget to be more kind and more soft towards one another. So that really makes a difference. Being more intentional, being more mindful, and yes, I also feel really appreciated and seen when you know we're in a group setting and we're in church as well. Um, one of my closest friends always make sure makes sure that uh like we interact in every time that we see each other. So for example, if I'm still doing something, that person is gonna wait for me up until like I've done everything and and just says bye to me or hi, depending on the situation. But yes, um, is those little things that really accumulate over time, and those little things will help you get through uh, any situation. And those little things will also build up into bigger things that you will appreciate more once you're more um, older in age. Like once you already have gone through so much and you just look back and you're like, oh, uh, yes, you get to have a lot of great memories. But yes,
I think
uh,
another thing I wanna add to that in terms of reminding yourself that you're valuable is just reminding yourself that you're God's child, right? That's another thing. Like you can go through so much challenges, so much problems, so much stress and things in this life where things don't work out the way that you had wanted. When people might forget that it's your birthday, when people that you thought would greet you don't greet you, and so many other things where you feel like, what am I? Do I actually belong anywhere? And you just remember at the end of all of those things, at the end of all of those challenges and persecutions and things that you might be going through, you just remember that God considers you as one of his children, right? Like he knows you, you can call to him, you can pray to him, and whatever it is, you feel like that comfort and kind of like that hug, right? After you have like that sincere prayer and talk with our Almighty God to help you to overcome whatever it is that you're feeling, right? Because you just remember that it's always there, ready to be with you, ready to help you to get through that. And what's great is that when he puts the right people, when he puts the people that really love you, that really care about you, and that really make you feel that you belong, right? That you're a part of something special. So that's nice to always, for all of us, especially members of the Church of Christ, we have our Almighty God, and remember that we are considered His children, right? So we've always got Him that we can call on and talk to, no matter what we might be going through. But with that, Belle, let's go ahead and read before we move on to the final part of to wrapping up this part of our conversation. I can see a few. Let me just give a quick shout out. We have a few greeters there as well. We've got Zenaida Novesteras that's tuning in with us, saying hello, Hannah, and greeting us here on the panel as well, which is Zenaida Novesteras from Canada there, and Junilin Sarueda. I hope I said that correctly. Sarueda, I believe that's correct, right? Saying happy watching po mula sa lokal ng Modesta Distrito ng Marikina. So they're in the Philippines. So again, thank you for, we know that it's late, but we do appreciate, we value you for tuning in with us and being part of this part of our conversation. We really do appreciate it. But don't forget, to everyone that's tuned in, that you can watch the entire episode, even the conversation we had earlier, by watching the replay, right? You've always got the replays available there on our YouTube channel, INC Radio, DZM 954. Now, Rod has a great uh, acronym. That's an acronym, right? For our
yes.
title, Seen and Valued. He actually came up an acronym for each letter in that title, Seen and Valued, which is impressive. Always, always impressive. So here, Seen and Valued says showing empathy, especially now, also naturally diligent, valuing all life's unforgettable experiences delightfully. So that makes sense. And I can't believe that, again, Rod is able to come up with such a great acronym, all in all, with 3 words. That's amazing. So it's always there when he's got the acronyms going on. But as well, he also added here, because we are God's children, still this life and strength, being able to join live chat still because God loves and values us. So that's from Rod Kayag sharing with us, why or how we remind ourselves, or for him to remind ourselves that they're valuable. And it's also got here LOL, which is for him, love out loud, right? Love out loud. So show someone that you care. Show someone that you just say it, right? Say it, show it, and appreciate the people that are there around you, the people that are important with you. But with that, let's move on to this part, Belle, which is, what's one way that you can encourage someone today to make them feel valued? So, what's one way that you can encourage maybe somebody that you might meet, somebody that you might encounter today so that they can feel valued?
That at the end of the day, it's really about your confidence, not only in yourself, but in God. Because not everyone knows what you are going through. Not even your loved ones that are really close to you might not know about what you are going through. So, uh, our Almighty God does. So, if you put your whole heart and trust in Him when it comes to those moments where you feel lost or even at rock bottom, um, God really is there to help us and make us feel more valued. And you know, Jay, you also mentioned earlier that yes, it's true. Our Almighty God chose us. So, uh, you know, as long as we get closer to Him in many different ways, then we always feel valued. And also, um, another way for me to encourage someone today is, always tell them how you feel about them. Always tell them that you care, show them that you care in your own way, so that uh, you don't have any regrets when something goes south or when things go wrong, and you always have a heart full of joy and love. Jay.
I love that. I love that. For me, the only thing that I would add, or I would share in terms of showing encouragement to others, is it has to come from a genuine place, right? You should thank someone, or at least express what your care for them or the importance of them from the heart. So really thank someone wholeheartedly. I know with Belle, I've thanked her before in terms of really from the heart. Like, she really stepped up her game in being able to support me when I wasn't able to perform a few times, just because I had to deal with some with my little accident, tripping and falling, right? But she was able to take care of the show all by herself. For her being here, like, really, she has been such a big part of, especially this show right now on Mondays, being able to be my co-host and being there for, not just for me, but also for everyone that's tuned in right now. So truly appreciate Belle. And again, that's kind of like the thing that you want to do with someone that you care about. Let it come from the heart and express like it is, what it is that you actually are thanking for. I know many people, it's very easy to just say thank you. But if you are able, like, I'm the type of person who's like, what are you thanking me for? Right. And I've realized that if you are able to specify, put into words what it is that you're thanking them for, right? It's like, thank you for, all the hard work. I know you're busy. I know you've got so much other duties that you have to take care of, but you're here with me for 2 hours, that you're here looking after the show. Like, we're preparing for this, all of this stuff. Then when you express kind of like the details a little bit of why you're thankful, why you're grateful for the person, that comes from a place of caring and it shows that you really do value and appreciate them. So when you say thank you, say why, right? Just add on a little bit, like why are you thankful? Why are you reading? Why are you appreciating them? And that can really help encourage someone. If anything else, do what Jem does. If you're good with that, with compliments, like compliment someone on something new about them. Maybe they've got like some new nice shoes on. They're dressed nicely. Maybe they got a haircut. Notice those things and give a genuine, heartfelt compliment of whatever it is to make the other person feel good and make sure that it comes from the heart. That's the most important thing. And really, that's a simple way to encourage someone. And I think Rod also added it from earlier: smile, right? Smile more, right? Smile more. And that is something that is contagious. It can really show that you appreciate someone very simply by smiling when you see them. Kasi, kasi, because, right, Belle, what's the opposite of smiling? Um,
Frowning.
Imagine if you frown when you saw somebody. That doesn't show what you're trying to achieve, right? That's well, right. It doesn't show that you're valuing the other person. So the smile is the nice baseline. Stick with that baseline and work from there, and you can't go wrong with a smile, right? Smile. And with that, I think we've pretty much reached the end of our conversation, Belle. I'm not sure if there's any final comments that we want to read out there in our live chat. I just saw really quickly Priscilla Batan that's there saying hello to us. They always tune in. They're from the Philippines. But also, we've got a few replies from Rod saying Faith and Melody is awesome. And of course, our Ohana that's always tuning into Faith and Melody. And even the new viewers that tunes in every now and then. We love you. We thank you. We're so grateful for you always joining in and popping in when you can. We know it, depending on your time zone, it's either busy or it's very late, right? So we do appreciate the effort that you also put in being here for us, being here with us on the show. And last one from from Carolyn Shank: words of encouragement or words of love, words of encouragement or words of love. Love conquers all, and God is love. So, great reminder there from one of our Faith and Melody hosts as well, in the importance of showing love, right? And oh, the last one. Did you want to read that last acronym from Rod that is written down there?
Of course. So Rod said here, thank you. Truly happy, appreciating needed kindness you offer unconditionally. And that really sums up everything that we've tackled today. And thank you as well, Rod, and to
Yes.
uh, for your insights and your advice. Honestly, it really makes a difference. And Jay, thank you as well. Uh, it's like what, 4 in the morning there almost.
It's
So
getting there. It's getting there.
yes, thank you so much for always, pulling an all-nighter every Monday or Tuesday there in Australia. It really, if it wasn't for you, then I would be hosting on my own, right? So thank you so much, Jay, for being also the backbone of this Monday show. So thank you so much. But with that said, I feel like a lot of us were able to share so many good experiences and many good memories as well. And hopefully, each and one of you was able to feel seen and valued in a way.
Yes. And with that, just before we proceed to our verse of the week, just remember our final parting words with our topic today. Even in the moments when we feel unseen, God knows us deeply and he calls us his children. Let's live in the confidence of God's love and extend that same love to other people around us. And with that, we also love to hear words from the Bible. So we do have our verse of the week, which is titled, How to Find True Happiness. Let's all take a listen to this.
It's no secret that everyone wants to live a more joyful life. Many people turn to self-help books, blogs, listen to podcasts, or even attend seminars just to learn how to be happier. But despite all of this, many are still troubled, worried, and some even become depressed. So can we truly be happy in this life? I'm Brother Joseph Penwell, and this is what we will learn in our verse of the week. Here in Psalms 128, 1 down to 3. Blessed, happy, fortunate, to be envied, is everyone who fears, reveres, and worships the Lord, who walks in his ways and lives according to his commandments. For you shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. Happy, blessed, fortunate, enviable shall you be, and it shall be well with you. Your wife shall be as a fruitful vine in the innermost parts of your house, your children like olive plants round about your table. So the Bible tells us that there are those who are actually happy and blessed. Who are they? Those who fear, revere, worship, and obey the commandments of God. And why are they happy? Because God provides them with their daily needs and blesses them with a happy home. So remember, the kind of joy that we long for can be attained if we revere and worship our Lord God and obey His words. To our friends, we invite you to learn more about the Church of Christ. Join us in our Bible studies and worship services and learn how to live a life with God as the key to finding true happiness. This is the verse of the week. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay faithful. God bless.
Thank you to Brother Joseph for that inspiring message to take with us for the week ahead. And with that, I just want to give a chance for Belle to give us any greetings and promos that she might have. I'll ask Belle to also maybe unmute her microphone so we can hear her.
Thank you, Jay. But yes, thank you so much to everyone and also to my family and our viewers and listeners. And thank you as well, Jay. It really makes a difference having you here. And honestly, I really appreciate each and one of you. And today I've really felt seen and valued.
And again, I want to thank my co-host, our Belle Celestino over there in the United Kingdom. But also a quick shout out to my wife Jem and to our daughter Lena. And of course to all of our Ohana that's tuned in with us there. Never forget our technical team there in the main studio, our brothers there in the main studio, Nico and Irene. Of course, Sister Des Asenas and Brother Edwin Asabuke. And special acknowledgement to Brother Wally Tarai, our INCRadio station manager. And of course, our grateful thanks and appreciation to our CEBSI president, CEO, and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, and the executive minister of the Iglesia Ni Cristo Church of Christ, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm Jay from Australia. And with me,
And I am Belle Celestino from the United Kingdom. And we have been your host for today's broadcast. And we hope that today's episode has given you much more inspiration and a positive start to your week ahead. And to close off our episode for today, we'll be listening to Negli ultimi giorni, or In the Last Days, a request from Rod Kahayag. And join us again tomorrow on Faith and Melody. And take care, everyone. Thank you so much.
thanks everyone. Have a great week.
Take care.
Your requested song. Our favorites. Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Nella Bibbia è scritto, negli ultimi giorni verranno tempi difficili. Forse ci chiediamo qual è la vera causa di questi tempi così difficile, senza pausa da questa cattiveria. La criminalità non è affatto una novità, è accaduta e accadrà. Sono in crescita la delinquenza, le truffe e le rapine. Accade tutti i giorni nelle strade cittadine. Tutto ciò che vediamo è solo il compimento di ciò che nelle sacre scritture è scritto. La profezia sulla malvagità dell'uomo si sta avverando. L'amore di molti per Dio diminuisce, ma noi fratelli non li seguiamo. Ora non sorprendiamoci di ciò che accade, questa è cronaca, anche se alcuni giovani sono nella criminalità. Ricordiamo che tutto questo è parte della profezia. L'amore per Dio a causa dell'iniquità si raffredderà. Ma noi che siamo chiamati nella Chiesa di Cristo, non immischiamoci nelle cose che sono del mondo. Allontaniamoci e non seguiamo il male, ciò che è cattivo. Brilliamo come una luce di questo mondo. Molte persone fanno cattiverie, ma noi non li imitiamo. Seguiamo tutti i comandi, così perdureremo fino alla fine. La crisi è davvero diffusa in tutto il mondo, ma nonostante questo la Chiesa continua nel suo trionfo. Fratelli, per essere salvi seguiamo l'amministratore che insegna le parole di Dio con tantissimo amore. Per essere rafforzati, edificati nella fede, la riunione di adorazione non abbandoniamo. Amiamo il Signore Dio tutti i giorni della vita per ricevere il suo amore e la sua salvezza. La fine del mondo è ormai vicina e la Chiesa di Cristo continua a crescere. Rimaniamo nella giusta via della Chiesa di Cristo, promettiamo a Dio di amarlo sempre.
Your requested song. Our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.